appreciate
All right,
it.
guys. So here we go. This is a topic that is mildly embarrassing.
Are you talking about your incontinence again?
Well, no.
Okay.
It does have to do with something with poop. But so this topic is something that it's I'm going to describe to you an event that happened to me that was top 5 grossest things I've ever done in my life. But
Oh boy.
it's something that I felt like I just had to do. Like it was something that I had to do. Am I proud of it? No. Do I think I deserve a medal for it? No. Did my kids look at me with some of the most weird expressions that I don't think I've ever seen before? Yes.
You blow a cop to get out of a speeding ticket.
I did not blow a cop to get out of a speeding ticket.
That wouldn't be one of the top 5 grossest things.
Princeton, Indiana. Princeton, Indiana.
Okay.
Saturday, September, whatever last Saturday was.
Okay.
Practice field, middle school. Raining like a son of a bitch. Hurricane Helene. We were getting it. We were balls deep in it.
You know, the nice thing about that rain that we got wasn't a heavy downpour. Very nice, slow, very appreciative.
We were in Princeton.
Just go ahead and rub that into Tennessee and
Wow.
North Carolina.
Too soon.
Oh, shit. Sorry. T's and P's.
But we were sitting at this in the rain, Brother Love and all the families, and everybody was in a row of tents as if we were some sort of like homeless community. And Skid Row, Princeton, Indiana, there, huddled in with boots and raincoats and umbrellas and trash bag ponchos and whatnots. It had come to the time to leave. I had broke down my camp and herded my children back to my car. And it's not really that far of a drive from Princeton back home, about, 35, 40 minutes, I guess, if you're really clicking through there. I had to piss. And it wasn't just kind of like a hanging out in the parking lot kind of piss, because we were at a school and there was kids everywhere, and that would have been weird. So I had to go into their facilities, which, unbeknownst to me until we got there, and much to my dismay, was 2 blue houses, hot boxes, porta johns. Entered the porta john to take a piss. Had a urinal on the side.
Those are the good ones.
Yeah, had a urinal on the side. So then after entering, shut the door and locked it. Turned my body, how many degrees?
90.
90 degrees to the side to take a piss. Fished my penis out of my britches, and while doing that, I pulled my pullover shirt up.
Had to get to the zipper.
No, I'm an over-the-top guy.
That's right, even higher.
So, yeah, I had to really get it over the top, which caused the 2, not 1, but 2 cellular communication devices made by Steve Jobs and the Apple people to then drop straight into the blue abyss.
I didn't know it was 2.
There was 2, yeah. Like, that's the kicker. Not only was it 1, but there were 2. And the reason that there were 2 is that my lovely daughter, Evelyn.
You had to take the phone away.
Yeah, I had to take the phone away because it had become.
Is this my own phone?
Yeah. Yeah. Luckily, we traded that tranny jack for it, so we're square as square could be, buddy. But yeah, I heard that old plunk, you know what I mean? And I thought, son of a bitch, you know what I mean? And then the woman who was helping her young child use the restroom next door, the next hot box over, she goes, "Oh my God, was that your cell phone?" And then I really had to hold it back, but I let her fly, and I said, "It sure as the was." And then I thought, oh no, she was helping a child go pee, you know, like, oh, I was fuming. I mean, I was like, oh God, what do I do? But then I thought to myself, like, I watched a guy, matter of fact, he's sitting in the audience one time. When waterproof phones first come out, we were sitting at Double D Diner in Oakland City, Indiana, and he dropped that son of a bitch in a cup of water, and I'm thinking, I sure hope that stuff's real, like the whole waterproof. I went, elbow deep in that blue shit, and I got them phones out.
Now, how many things did you grab before the phone?
I went straight to the bottom. I maybe had to sweep. I may have had to sweep one way or the other, but I got them suckers and I got them out.
Can I ask a really important question?
No, you can't. I'm not done yet.
Okay.
So I got in there and I got them phones out and I dropped them straight on the floor of the shitter, like right down on the floor immediately. And then I went straight for the shit paper to then wipe the blue remnants of the.
So it wasn't like it was a heavily. Sorry, go ahead. No, go ahead. Go. Sorry, I didn't mean.
No.
I mean, you said I couldn't ask questions. Till
My
you're done.
son shit in that same porta john when we first got there. So I do know for a fact that there was human feces in the toilet. It was in there. Like I know it was. Now, was my son the only one to shit in there? I don't know. Can't tell you. Cannot tell you. Didn't have any evidence, DNA or anything. Couldn't
now,
tell.
how close? You're a pretty long-armed fella, but how deep are those? How close was your face to the seat?
No way.
No.
I mean, you've seen those shit cones.
I feel like they're 2.5, 3 foot deep.
You've seen those shit cones at like a music fest and stuff, right? Like, yeah, like a biker rally when the porta potties are real full and they got real. Like,
No. I mean, like as you had to bend down. I feel like.
So, Dave, imagine what's the standard height of a toilet?
18.
Yeah, but these are deeper than
18
that.
inches.
36? No, it ain't that.
3
this
feet
is-
off the
God
floor.
damn,
This is 32, probably.
I bet 20.
18,
18, 20 inches maybe? 20, 24 maybe.
And what did I say?
But
Yeah.
then you got the thickness
in
of
the
the
ballpark.
step. 'cause
But that's a skid. They're on skids.
Oh, yeah.
So the tank actually sits above the skids. So the seat height to the floor is probably the depth of the tank.
So this.
It was probably mid forearm for me.
So here.
I wasn't all the way up to my weenus, to my elbow. I was mid forearm. Now I come in from.
Was it warm?
No, it was cold. It
Oh,
was
that's reassuring.
yeah, because it had been outside, Dave. It was
Well,
in
it
the
could have been full of
60s.
fresh piss.
I know it was full of fresh piss because I just pissed in it.
But if it had been
You
warm,
mean you still completed your piss
Yes.
before?
Yes, I was about to piss in my Casey. It was 61 degrees that morning. It was raining, and I had to pee. Yeah.
So you dropped your cell phone, and then you still go
Well,
to piss.
here's the thing: where that urinal pipe comes in, it was on the opposite side of the tank, and mine were all the way to the left. So I just went in anyway.
how'd you know it was all the way to the left?
Because that's just where I just felt there first, and I got lucky.
So it's like, Jesus, take
God
the
was
wheel.
on my side. God was on my side.
So first snag, you had them.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I had to do like one sweep out. You just like, nope, they're not there. Come back, boom, there they are, and they were like real close to one another. So I just grabbed them up, threw them down, straight to the toilet paper to get the blue goo off my hands, my arm.
Now, is the blue goo, is it antibacterial or anything?
I don't know what
You
it
didn't
is.
want to look
Did
it
it
up?
come off very easy?
Yeah, it didn't stink.
Because that one TV show
Now
on
the
the
dollar
airplane, the
bills.
guys,
Evelyn had a few dollar bills in the back of her phone
they
case.
still blue.
Yes, and I spent 3 of the 4 of them already.
Oh,
and I didn't tell.
Gosh.
Just mind your business, okay? They're not. I don't have them anymore.
And that's the main reason not to do cocaine, because you don't know where that dollar
Yeah,
was.
could you imagine doing a big gagger with that blue dollar bill? I mean,
Look like you
every
just
bit of
snorted
coke
a
that I've
snurf.
ever done, it's always been with 100, or a windy straw because I got them vacuum lungs. Anyway, I had to go back into the I went back into the concession stand, which is like a yard barn with 3 really nice ladies in there, and I said, "Hey, I have a question to ask. I'm kind of at a really vulnerable spot right now, but do you have any hand sanitizer?" And they all looked at me like I had 4 heads, and I was like, "No, they don't. We don't have it. No." And I said, I got baby wipes," and I said, "Yep, that'll work."
Well, baby wipes aren't.
And she's like, "What's wrong?"
Better than nothing. Buddy.
She said, "What's wrong?" I said, "Well, I just dropped 2 cell phones in that shitter out there, and I had to go about elbow deep to get them." And she goes, "Oh, I'd have left that thing in there." Well, I couldn't because I run a podcast.
I already had the videos.
Well,
buddy.
you didn't. What happens if your computer took a tank?
When my computer took a tank, we wouldn't have edited it anyway.
Well, no, we would have uploaded a video onto some other thing for you to do it on. I had to do it, Dave.
yeah, you did.
So
I did
is
it for the show.
Don't be a hero.
I'm not. Well, I'm not. That's why I said it. I started this whole thing off by saying I didn't want a medal.
So have you updated your hepatitis B shot?
First thing Dave asked was, do you have any open sores or wounds on your hand? And I was like, oh, God. Like I can feel the C. diff coming as we speak. But anyway, I cleaned up with baby wipes, and then I seen they had a bottle of Lysol kitchen cleaner, like all surface cleaner, lemon scent, heavy bleach. And I said, can you spray my hands with that? And she said, yep. So she gave me a good dousing of that, and I washed up my hands. Luckily, I had a half a roll of shop towels in the back of my car. So I went back, washed up with them, and then I got the bright idea of like, man, maybe she could spray them phones with that Lysol. So then I took the shitty phones back into the thing. She sprayed them down, wiped them up, then re-wiped my hands, and then just drove 10 and 2 the rest of the way home. Because there wasn't, like, I gained the information later that there was actually a bathroom, but it was quite some distance from where we were. But I drove all the way home to Princeton, and my face itched the whole time, and I didn't itch it.
You didn't ask Justine to scratch
She
your face?
wasn't with me.
Oh.
No, we wouldn't be married anymore if she was. Yeah, she couldn't have handled that. Not a chance. She doesn't listen to this, so I can say this in full confidence. She couldn't have handled it. She would have lost her ever-living mind. Not a chance. She's had her arms elbow deep in so many vaginas in her work career.
Yeah.
And the minute you go fishing a phone in a porta shitter, that's the grossest thing you could ever imagine.
Well, I kind of side with her on that.
I don't know. I think there's some
some
fecal
probably
matter.
nasty
during-
pussies in this world, too.
Well, I think during the natural childbirthing process, some fecal matter can escape the.
Well, she did a little bit more than babies, Dave, like in her job. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hey, so did you ever? So what I imagine is like fat guy in a little coat. Like, did you open the door and kind of give yourself some space to move? Because that's a tight area for you to be wrestling, and
it's tight. That's what I'm saying. That's why I think I might have lost. This particular pullover has it's a shallow pocketed jacket. Okay, so I feel like that was an issue, and then also with the two phones on a sandwich stack, there was a lot of there wasn't any
friction.
There wasn't any like thing to keep that phone in there. Like they worked together to just kind of, slide out there right into the old poop pot.
Did you happen to see the woman from next door that asked if it was a phone?
Mm-hmm.
Did you have a conversation?
Negative.
I didn't know if you're like, got him.
Oh my God, did you go in there? Did you get him? Yeah. And then she didn't gag, but she was just like, oh boy.
she judged the hell out of you.
Oh yeah, and that's fine. I'll never see that woman again unless we play Princeton next week. I mean, which we will. I think we play them Saturday, but hey, that's the guy that
there's the old shit surfer.
Oh shit hands.
There he is. But yeah, so then my phone, I came home and bleached the piss out of them. Like
that's probably healthy.
Yeah,
for
just
them.
bleached the shit out of them. And the back of my phone was so busted where the cameras and stuff at that it was like where I was pushing it and it was like bubbling.
So there's fecal matter that you'll never be able to get out of there.
And bleach and shit inside the phone. And then it like went into this boot loop thing where it died. Like the battery was dead anyway. And then it came back on. And then it would just show the Apple icon for 5 seconds and go off, 5 seconds and go off, 5 seconds. And they just kept doing that. And I did the whole hard reset where you do the volume up, volume down, power off type shit. Didn't work. So finally I'm like, well, this phone's screwed. I'm on call. That was another thing too. So then I have to call the call center and update my phone with the other poop phone that continued to work. I guess the XR was a little tougher than the busted up 14.
Hell yeah.
So anyway, long story short, I called a Shurion. Thank God I
Is
had
the XR still being used?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
But it's cleaned and sterilized.
None of the kids got pink eye or anything.
No C. diff.
with that kind of amount, I'd be worried about other things.
But we bleached the ever living dog shit out of that. And since that phone wasn't all busted up, it didn't. I don't feel like any of that material
pretty self-contained
made it into the phone. You know what I mean?
The thing of it is, what would be funny now is if you ask your daughter if she's got shit in her ears, she could really say yes.
Could be.
Yeah. I don't know, Dad. Just drop it in the toilet again.
But that was probably maybe like not necessarily the most stressed out I've been in a while, but it was.
Why? What's
If
there to
I'd
be
have
stressed
known
about
that
it?
I was
I
on
had
call.
insurance on the phone,
I was on call.
I would have bypassed the entire thing.
I didn't know that I had it.
Oh,
That was the issue.
I want to think there was a time I was.
And you know, if I didn't have it, it would have been like $700 or $1,000 to get a new phone. But if I did have insurance and let it lay, and I didn't have one to send it back, it would have been $250 versus
now just
versus the
talking to neighbor
$99.
Doug, I think there's a little upgrade thing. They would have taken that phone and given you a 16 if you just upped your package.
Well,
And that'd have been funny to give Steve
doesn't
Jobs.
it have to be working though? I'll be goddamn.
You could give old Steve
I got
Jobs that
hosed.
shit phone.
I got hosed by the man again. Imagine that.
Yeah, that's tough.
Anyway, guys, that was what that was a little tidbit of my weekend.
You think Taryn could design a shirt kind of outlined with a fat
Good
guy with a
God.
hand in a porta potty, and then we'll just put shit hands on there?
Add it to the list.
Hey,
All right.
you know what? That's dedication, though, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. We appreciate it.